First Contact Protocol. Sarah Chen stood at the Quantum Observatory's main viewport, her dark eyes fixed on the shimmering anomaly that had appeared in Earth's orbit 3 days ago. At 35, she was the youngest chief quantum physicist at the Global Space Initiative, known for solving problems others deemed impossible. But this defied every law of physics she'd spent her life studying. "Dr. Chen, they're ready for you in the command center," her AI assistant chimed softly. The anomaly pulsed with colors that shouldn't exist in our visible spectrum, its quantum signature unlike anything ever recorded. As Sarah walked through the station's curved corridors, her mind raced through calculations, each more improbable than the last. Commander James Rodriguez waited in the command center, his weathered face grave. Around him, dozens of screens displayed data streams from every sensor array on Earth and in orbit. "Dr. Chen, we've received a transmission." Sarah's heart skipped. "Through the anomaly?" "No," Rodriguez said, "through our quantum communication network, in perfect binary." The implications hit her like a physical force. Their quantum network was experimental, classified at the highest levels. For something, to access it. "Play it," she ordered, gripping the edge of the console. The message was simple. "We come in peace. We require assistance. Your species alone possesses the capability we need." "That's it?" Sarah asked. "No demands, no threats?" Rodriguez shook his head. "Just that, repeating on a loop. But here's the interesting part. The transmission's quantum signature matches the anomaly perfectly." Sarah's mind whirled with possibilities. They're using the anomaly as some kind of quantum amplifier, but that would require technology far beyond ours, Rodriguez finished. The Security Council is divided. Half want to shoot first, ask questions later. The other half see this as humanity's chance to join the galactic community. "And what do you think, Commander?" He met her gaze steadily. "I think if they wanted to harm us, they wouldn't need to ask permission." Sarah turned back to the screens, studying the dancing patterns of quantum energy. "They said we have something they need, but what could an advanced civilization possibly want from us?" Perhaps a new voice said, "It is not our technology they require, but our perspective." Dr. Amit Patel, the station's theoretical physicist, joined them at the console. His usually neat appearance was disheveled, suggesting he'd been working through the night again. "Explain," Sarah prompted. "Look at the quantum signatures." Amit pointed to a particular pattern. "They're not random. They're adaptive, learning, evolving with each interaction with our sensors. Whatever's on the other side of that anomaly, it's studying us as much as we're studying it." Sarah leaned closer. He was right. The patterns were shifting, but not chaotically. They were becoming more ordered, more human. "We're affecting them," she breathed. "Our observation is changing their quantum state." "Precisely," Amit grinned. "And if they're as advanced as we think, this must be deliberate. They're synchronizing with us." Commander Rodriguez frowned. "To what end?" Sarah straightened, a wild idea forming. "To communicate, not just through data, but through shared quantum states. They're trying to create a bridge between our consciousness and theirs." "That's impossible," Rodriguez protested. "No," Sarah corrected, "that's human. We're the only species we know of that developed quantum technology by following our intuition rather than pure logic. Our greatest breakthroughs came from impossible leaps of understanding." She turned to face them both, energy coursing through her. "They don't need our technology. They need our ability to embrace uncertainty, to make those intuitive leaps. They need our humanity." The anomaly pulsed brighter, as if responding to her realization. New data streamed across the screens, complex quantum equations that seemed to flow like poetry. "They're inviting us to dance," Sarah whispered, understanding flooding her. "Not with our bodies, but with our minds, our quantum states." She began typing rapidly, her fingers flying across the holographic interface. "And I know exactly how to take the first step." "Dr. Chen, Rodriguez's voice held a warning. Any response must be approved by the Security Council. She didn't look up from her work. With respect, Commander, they chose to contact us through quantum communications for a reason. They're not speaking to our governments or our military. They're speaking to our scientists, to those who understand the true language of the universe. The equations on her screen began to align with the alien patterns, creating a harmonious interference pattern that made the air itself seem to hum. Dr. Chen, Rodriguez said again, but there was less conviction in his voice. Look, she pointed to the display. They're responding. The patterns are synchronizing. We can establish genuine communication, not just exchange data. Amit moved to another console, his fingers dancing across the controls. She's right. The quantum coherence is stabilizing. It's beautiful. The anomaly's colors shifted, swirling into patterns that seemed to mirror the mathematical dance playing out on their screens. For a moment, Sarah felt something brush against her consciousness. Not words, but pure understanding. They're ready, she said softly. They're waiting for us to take the next step, to prove we're ready to join something larger than ourselves. She turned to Rodriguez, her expression determined. The question is, Commander, are we brave enough to take that step? Rodriguez looked from the anomaly to the synchronized patterns on the screens, then back to Sarah's face. In her eyes, he saw the same determination, the same fearless curiosity that had driven humanity to reach for the stars in the first place. Finally, he nodded. Make it happen, Dr. Chen. Show them what humanity can do. Sarah turned back to her console, her heart racing with excitement and purpose. As her fingers moved across the controls, implementing the quantum synchronization protocols she dreamed up but never dared to test, she felt it again. That brush of alien consciousness, welcoming, curious, eager to learn. Humanity's next great adventure was about to begin, and Sarah Chen would take the first step into a universe far stranger and more wonderful than anyone had imagined. The Integration Challenge. The moment Sarah Chen initiated the quantum synchronization protocols, reality itself seemed to shiver. The anomaly's swirling colors intensified, and through the quantum link, she felt the alien consciousness grow stronger, more focused. Energy levels are increasing, Amit called out, his voice tight with excitement. The quantum coherence is reaching unprecedented stability. But something was wrong. Sarah felt it before the alarms started blaring. A dissonance in the quantum harmonics, like music sliding out of key. The alien consciousness recoiled, its patterns becoming chaotic. The synchronization is breaking down, Sarah shouted, her fingers flying across the controls. Our quantum network can't handle the load. Commander Rodriguez moved quickly to the emergency protocols station. Should I shut it down? No, Sarah and Amit shouted in unison. If we break the connection now, we might never get another chance, Sarah explained, sweat beading on her forehead as she fought to maintain the quantum alignment. We need to stabilize it, but our systems weren't designed for this level of coherence. Through the quantum link, Sarah felt waves of concern from the alien presence, not fear, but a deep worry that humanity wasn't ready after all. The thought filled her with fierce determination. Amit, help me reconfigure the quantum buffer arrays. We need to think like them, not linear, but multidimensional. As they worked, the station's lights flickered, power being diverted to maintain the quantum connection. Emergency backup systems kicked in, bathing the command center in red light. Dr. Chen, Rodriguez warned, station integrity is being compromised. Just a few more minutes, Sarah muttered, her consciousness split between the physical world and the quantum dance she was orchestrating. Through the link, she began to understand why the aliens had sought them out. Their civilization was vast, ancient, and tremendously advanced, but they had reached a plateau. Their perfect logic, their absolute certainty in their understanding of the universe, had become a cage. They needed humanity's chaos, our ability to make intuitive leaps, our willingness to embrace uncertainty and still move forward. Look at this, Amit breathed, pointing to his screen. The quantum patterns were shifting, adopting structures that mirrored human brainwave patterns. They're adapting to us. No, Sarah corrected, understanding flowing through her. They're teaching us to adapt to them. This isn't just communication, it's evolution. The station shuddered again, and warning lights flashed across every console. Through the viewport, the anomaly had grown, its colors now visible across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Whatever you're going to do, Rodriguez said, do it fast. We're losing structural integrity. Sarah closed her eyes, focusing entirely on the quantum link. The alien consciousness brushed against hers again, and this time she didn't try to analyze or understand it. Instead, she opened herself to it, letting her intuition guide her. Amit, she called out, eyes still closed, invert the quantum matrix. Don't try to contain their patterns, let them flow through us. That's insane, he protested. The energy feedback alone cooled. Trust me, she interrupted. It's what they've been trying to show us. We don't need to control the quantum states, we need to dance with them. After a moment's hesitation, Amit began the adjustments. The station's vibrations intensified, but the warning alarms suddenly fell silent. Sarah opened her eyes to find the command center filled with impossible colors. The quantum readings on her screen had transformed into patterns she'd never seen before, yet somehow understood perfectly. It's beautiful, Amit whispered, staring at his own displays. The mathematics, it's like they're teaching us a new language. Through the quantum link, Sarah felt a surge of approval and excitement from the alien consciousness. They had passed the first test, proving that humanity could adapt, could move beyond our need for control and certainty. Dr. Chen, Rodriguez's voice was hushed with awe. What exactly are we looking at? The future, she answered, watching as new equations wrote themselves across her screen. They're showing us how to truly understand quantum mechanics, not just as mathematics, but as a way of thinking, of being. The anomaly's light had stabilized, its colors now pulsing in perfect harmony with the station's quantum network. Through the link, Sarah understood that this was only the beginning. The aliens weren't just making contact, they were offering humanity membership in something greater than ourselves. Commander, she said, turning to Rodriguez with eyes that seemed to shine with quantum light, I need to go through. Through the anomaly, he asked, though his tone suggested he'd already known this was coming. The Security Council will never approve. They don't need to, she replied, her voice certain. This isn't about politics or military strategy. It's about evolution, the next step in human consciousness, and it has to start with a single human willing to take that leap. Amit stepped forward. I'll monitor the quantum harmonics from here, maintain the connection. Rodriguez looked between them, then at the swirling anomaly that had transformed their understanding of reality in just a few hours. Finally, he nodded. How long will you be gone? Sarah smiled, already moving toward the door. Time probably works differently where I'm going, but I promise I'll come back, and when I do, I'll bring knowledge that will change everything. As she walked through the station's corridors toward the special airlock they'd installed near the anomaly, Sarah felt the alien consciousness growing stronger, welcoming her. They had chosen humanity for our unique combination of scientific understanding and intuitive leaps, our ability to embrace chaos and find patterns in it. Standing before the airlock in her quantum-shielded suit, Sarah took one last look at the familiar world behind her. Then, with a smile that held equal parts excitement and determination, she stepped forward into humanity's next great adventure. Through the quantum link, she felt the aliens' approval. The real work, the true integration of human and alien consciousness, was about to begin. Crisis point. The moment Sarah Chen stepped through the anomaly, every quantum sensor on the station went dark. Amit Patel stared at his blank screens in horror, while Commander Rodriguez barked orders into his comm unit. Get those sensors back online. We need to maintain contact. But it wasn't just the sensors. The quantum network itself had gone silent, as if Sarah's passage through the anomaly had severed their connection to the alien consciousness. The silence felt deafening after hours of quantum harmony. "This isn't right," Amit muttered, frantically working to restore the connection. "The aliens showed us exactly how to maintain quantum coherence. Unless," his hands froze over the controls, "unless this is another test." Before Rodriguez could respond, new alarms blared through the station. The anomaly was expanding, its swirling colors now visible even without sensors. But instead of the harmonious patterns they'd seen before, the quantum distortions seemed chaotic, threatening. "Multiple quantum breaches detected," a technician shouted. "The anomaly is destabilizing." Rodriguez activated the station-wide emergency protocols. "All personnel, prepare for emergency evacuation. This is not a drill." But Amit remained at his station, his mind racing. Something about the chaos seemed familiar. "Commander, wait. Look at these patterns. They're not random. They're exactly like our first attempts at quantum communication." Understanding hit him like a thunderbolt. "It's Sarah. She's trying to communicate, but something's interfering with the connection." Through the viewport, they watched as the anomaly's colors shifted from harmony to discord. Each pulse sent tremors through the station's structure, threatening to tear it apart at the quantum level. "If we evacuate now, we lose any chance of bringing her back," Amit said, his voice steady despite the chaos around them. "And we lose our connection to the aliens." Rodriguez studied the deteriorating anomaly, decades of military experience warring with scientific curiosity. "What do you need?" "Time," Amit replied, already diving back into the quantum equations, "and access to every bit of computing power on this station." The next hours were a blur of desperate calculations and increasingly creative attempts to restore quantum coherence. Amit worked until his vision blurred, fueled by caffeine and the terrifying knowledge that Sarah's life depended on his success. Through fragments of quantum data that occasionally broke through the interference, they caught glimpses of what Sarah was experiencing. The alien realm existed in more dimensions than human minds could comprehend, where thoughts took physical form and consciousness itself was a tangible force. But something had gone wrong. The aliens' attempt to integrate human and alien consciousness had hit an unexpected barrier, not technological, but fundamental to the nature of consciousness itself. "Their minds are too ordered," Amit explained to Rodriguez as they watched another attempt at communication fail. "They've evolved beyond chaos, beyond uncertainty. But that's exactly what they needed from us, what they need from Sarah. And now they're trying to force the integration, trying to make Sarah's consciousness conform to their patterns. But they don't understand that chaos, that beautiful human uncertainty they wanted to learn from. They're destroying it." A particularly violent quantum surge rocked the station, sending equipment crashing to the floor. But in that moment of chaos, Amit saw something in the readings that made his heart race. "Commander, I need you to evacuate everyone else. What I'm about to try, it's either going to save Sarah or tear this station apart." Rodriguez studied him for a long moment, then nodded. Once the command center was clear except for them, Amit explained his plan. "We've been trying to restore the quantum harmony they showed us, but that's not what Sarah needs. She needs us to embrace chaos, to show them what humanity really is." His fingers flew across the controls, deliberately introducing quantum uncertainty into the station's systems. Alarms screamed as safety protocols were overridden, but Amit didn't stop. "What you're doing is impossible," Rodriguez observed, watching as the quantum readings spiraled into beautiful chaos. "Exactly," Amit grinned. "That's what makes us human." Through the viewport, the anomaly's colors began to shift again. The chaotic patterns Amit had introduced were spreading, infecting the alien quantum network with pure human unpredictability. For a terrifying moment, everything hung in balance. Then, like a symphony finding its rhythm, the chaos resolved into a new kind of harmony, not the perfect patterns of before, but something wilder, more alive. Sarah's voice crackled through the quantum link, changed but unmistakably human. Amit, Commander, can you hear me? We hear you, Amit replied, relief making his voice shake. Are you all right? Better than all right, she answered, and they could hear the smile in her voice. They understand now. Really understand. Sometimes you have to break something to make it stronger. The anomaly pulsed with new colors, impossible patterns that somehow made perfect sense. Through the quantum link, Amit felt the alien consciousness return, but changed, transformed by its encounter with human chaos. They're ready, Sarah announced. Ready for true integration, not just observation. But they need all of us, not just our science, but our art, our music, our dreams. Every beautiful, chaotic, impossible thing that makes us human. The Security Council will never approve, Rodriguez said, but he was smiling. Maybe not, Sarah agreed, but they can't stop it. The change has already begun. Humanity is about to become something more than we ever imagined, not by abandoning our chaos, but by teaching the universe to dance with it. As if in response, the quantum patterns across all their screens erupted into a display of mathematical beauty that brought tears to Amit's eyes. It wasn't just numbers anymore, it was poetry written in the language of reality itself. The crisis had passed, but everyone in that room knew that the real challenges and the real adventures were just beginning. Humanity's chaotic dance with the cosmos was about to begin in earnest. Breaking through, the Global Space Initiative station buzzed with barely contained energy as Sarah Chen made her way through the airlock's decontamination chamber. Her quantum-shielded suit showed signs of exposure to forces beyond normal space-time, its surface rippling with afterimages of impossible colors. Amit and Rodriguez waited anxiously as the chamber cycled. When Sarah finally emerged, they both took an involuntary step back. She looked physically unchanged, but her eyes held something new, depths of knowledge that seemed to shift and swirl like the anomaly itself. Welcome back, Rodriguez said carefully. How long were you there? Sarah smiled, an expression both familiar and somehow alien. Time doesn't work the same way in their realm. It could have been minutes or millennia, but what matters is what I learned. She moved to the quantum interface, her fingers dancing across the controls with impossible speed and precision. The screens filled with equations that made Amit's head hurt just looking at them. Their civilization spans galaxies, she explained as she worked, but they've reached a crisis point. Their perfect order, that absolute certainty, it's stagnating them. They can't evolve anymore because they've eliminated all chaos from their existence. And that's why they need us, Amit realized. Our beautiful, messy humanity. Exactly, but the integration has to be perfect. Too much order, and we lose what makes us special. Too much chaos, and the universe itself could unravel. The station's quantum network hummed to life, but differently now. The patterns were neither purely human nor alien, but something new, a synthesis of both consciousnesses. I've seen what's possible, Sarah continued, her voice filled with wonder. Imagine human intuition combined with their understanding of quantum mechanics, art that exists in 11 dimensions, music that can reshape reality. But first, we have to prove we're ready. How? Rodriguez asked. Before Sarah could answer, every screen in the command center lit up with urgent warnings. The anomaly was changing, its quantum signature becoming increasingly unstable. They're not doing this, Sarah said, her enhanced consciousness reading the patterns instantly. Something else is interfering. Another faction of their civilization, one that thinks humanity is too dangerous to contact. The station shuddered as waves of quantum disruption washed over it. Through the viewport, they watched in horror as the anomaly began to collapse. If that portal closes, Amit said, we lose everything. All the knowledge, all the possibilities. No. Sarah's voice carried absolute certainty. We show them exactly why they chose humanity in the first place. Her fingers flew across the quantum interface, introducing controlled chaos into the failing systems. Amit quickly caught on, adding his own variations to the quantum dance. "Commander," Sarah called out, "I need station-wide access. Every computer, every sensor, every mind on this station working in quantum harmony." Rodriguez didn't hesitate. "Do it." Sarah's consciousness, enhanced by her time in the alien realm, reached out through the station's network. Every crew member felt it, a gentle suggestion, an invitation to join something greater than themselves. And they responded. Scientists, engineers, maintenance workers, every human mind on the station added its own unique pattern to the quantum symphony Sarah was conducting. Through their shared consciousness, they felt the opposing alien factions' surprise. They had expected resistance, defense, order, not this wild celebration of chaos and creativity. The anomaly's collapse slowed, then stopped altogether as the combined consciousness of the station's crew rewrote the quantum equations binding it together. Sarah led them, showing how to weave their thoughts into the fabric of reality itself. "Look," Amit breathed, pointing to new patterns forming in the quantum field. Other stations, other human outposts across the solar system were joining in. The quantum network Sarah had established was spreading, growing, evolving. Through their shared awareness, they felt the moment the opposing aliens understood. Humanity wasn't just capable of joining their civilization, we were essential to its survival. Our chaos, our creativity, our willingness to leap into the unknown. These weren't weaknesses to be feared, but strengths to be embraced. The anomaly stabilized, its colors deeper and richer than before. The quantum patterns settled into a new configuration, neither human nor alien, but a perfect synthesis of both. Sarah lowered her hands from the controls, swaying slightly. Amit caught her arm, supporting her as the enhanced consciousness faded to more manageable levels. "We did it," she said, her voice hoarse but triumphant. "We showed them what humanity really is." "And what are we?" Rodriguez asked softly. Sarah smiled, her eyes still holding echoes of impossible colors. "We're the universe's agents of change, the beautiful chaos that keeps creation from stagnating. They needed us not despite our imperfections, but because of them." The quantum network hummed with new possibility, carrying the combined knowledge of two civilizations. But more importantly, it carried hope for a future where human chaos and alien order could dance together in endless evolution. "So," Amit said, looking at the transformed anomaly, "what happens next?" "Next," Sarah's smile widened. "Next, we teach the universe how to dance." The final test. In the weeks following the quantum breakthrough, the Global Space Initiative station became the center of humanity's greatest transformation. Sarah Chen's enhanced consciousness had left an indelible mark on Earth's quantum network, creating bridges between human minds that had never before been possible. But with great power came unprecedented challenges. The quantum integration is spreading faster than we can control it, Amit reported during an emergency meeting. The command center's screens showed a web of consciousness spanning the globe, connecting millions of minds in ways that defied traditional physics. Sarah studied the patterns with her transformed perception. "Not faster than we can control, faster than we should control. That's the whole point." The alien presence in the anomaly had grown stronger, more diverse. The faction that had opposed human contact now watched with fascination as humanity proved them wrong again and again. "The Security Council is demanding we shut it down," Rodriguez said, sliding a tablet across the table. "There's talk of quantum contamination, of losing human individuality." Sarah laughed, a sound that carried harmonics impossible in normal space. "They still don't understand. We're not losing our humanity, we're expanding it." Through the quantum network, they felt the ripples of human consciousness evolving. Artists were creating works that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Musicians composed symphonies that altered quantum states. Scientists made intuitive leaps that bridged gaps in human knowledge. But not everyone was ready for such radical change. Warning alarms blared through the station. The quantum readings showed concentrated disruptions, deliberate attempts to break the network. Multiple military installations are activating quantum damping fields, Amit reported, his fingers flying over the controls. They're trying to isolate their regions from the integration. Sarah closed her eyes, extending her consciousness through the network. She felt the fear driving these actions, fear of change, of loss of control, of the unknown. It was perfectly human. Let them, she said softly. This has to be voluntary. That's what makes it human. But the destructions were having an unexpected effect. The quantum network began to fragment, creating pockets of isolated consciousness that threatened the entire integration. The alien presence stirred, concern radiating through the quantum field. This was the final test. Could humanity overcome its own fears and embrace a transformed existence? Sarah stood, her decision made. Amit, help me configure the quantum transmitters. Commander, I need station-wide broadcasts. What are you planning? Rodriguez asked, though his expression suggested he already knew. I'm going to show them. Not tell them, not force them, show them what we can become. Sarah's consciousness expanded through the network, but differently this time. Instead of raw information or abstract patterns, she shared experiences. The wonder of seeing 11-dimensional space, the joy of creating art with pure thought, the profound connection of minds dancing together in quantum harmony. Most importantly, she shared the feeling of remaining perfectly, uniquely human through it all. Around the world, the damping fields began to fall, not because they failed, but because those operating them chose to let them fall. The fear wasn't gone, but it was being transformed into something else. Determination. Human determination. Through the quantum network, millions of minds joined together not in perfect unity, but in a chaos of creativity and innovation that made the alien consciousness pulse with approval. They understand now, Sarah said, her voice carrying through both normal space and the quantum field. This was never about becoming like them. It was about showing them how to be more like us. The anomaly flared with new colors as the aliens responded. The quantum patterns shifted, showing possibilities that even Sarah's enhanced mind could barely comprehend. They're offering us the stars, Amit whispered, reading the patterns. Not just travel or technology, but true quantum integration with the entire universe. No, Sarah corrected, smiling. They're offering to learn with us. This isn't an endpoint, it's a beginning. Through the quantum network, they felt humanity's response. Fear remained, but it was overshadowed by something greater: curiosity, wonder, the deep human need to explore, to understand, to create. The final test wasn't about proving ourselves to the aliens. It was about proving ourselves to ourselves. So, Rodriguez said, watching as the quantum patterns stabilized into a new configuration, what do we tell the Security Council? Sarah's laugh carried harmonics of pure joy. We tell them to look up at the stars and get ready to dance. The transformation couldn't be stopped now. Humanity had faced its fears and chosen to leap into the unknown, not despite our chaos, but because of it. The universe would never be the same. And that was exactly as it should be. New horizons. 1 year after humanity's first quantum integration, the Global Space Initiative station had transformed beyond recognition. The once sterile corridors now pulsed with multidimensional art that shifted in response to the thoughts of passing crew members. In the quantum labs, scientists worked in perfect harmony with alien consciousness, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Sarah Chen stood in the new quantum integration chamber, watching as another group of volunteers prepare for their consciousness expansion. Her own enhanced mind could perceive the ripples of anticipation flowing through the quantum network. Remember, she addressed the volunteers, this isn't about losing who you are. It's about becoming more of who you've always been. Amit approached, his own consciousness now carrying traces of the quantum enhancement he'd undergone months ago. The latest statistics are incredible. Over 30% of Earth's population has undergone voluntary integration, and every single one has maintained their unique human identity. Because we finally understood what the aliens were really looking for, Sarah said, smiling as she watched the volunteers begin their transformation. They didn't want us to become like them. They wanted to remember how to be like us. Through the station's enhanced sensors, they could perceive the vast network of consciousness that now spanned the solar system. Human outposts on Mars and Europa pulsed with quantum energy. The asteroid belt hosted research stations where integrated scientists conducted experiments that would have been impossible a year ago. But the most remarkable changes were happening on Earth itself. The quantum network had transformed human society in ways no one had predicted. Wars had become nearly impossible when people could directly share their experiences and emotions across the quantum field. Environmental disasters were being reversed by communities working in perfect quantum harmony with the planet's natural systems. Art, music, and literature had exploded into new forms that existed simultaneously in multiple dimensions. Children were being born with natural quantum awareness, their minds ready to dance between realities. The Security Council is meeting today, Rodriguez announced, joining them in the chamber. They're voting on the Galactic Integration Protocol. Sarah nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. The protocol would officially establish Earth as a bridge between the ordered alien civilizations and the unexplored chaos of the outer universe. Any opposition? Amit asked. Some, Rodriguez smiled. But it's different now. The fear has been replaced by excitement. Humanity is ready for its next great leap. Through the quantum network, they felt the moment the vote passed. Cheers erupted throughout the station, both vocal and quantum, creating harmonics that rippled through multiple dimensions. But Sarah's attention was drawn to the anomaly, which had become a permanent fixture near the station. The alien consciousness was stirring with new purpose. They're ready, she announced, reading the quantum patterns. The first joint human-alien exploration mission. The plan had been months in the making. A team of integrated humans would join with alien consciousness to explore the unknown regions of the galaxy, seeking out other civilizations caught between order and chaos. We're going to need a bigger station, Amit joked, but his quantum signature betrayed his excitement. Sarah moved to the viewport, watching as the anomaly shifted colors in response to the successful vote. You know what amazes me most? She asked. A year ago, we thought we were just solving a physics problem. We had no idea we were really solving a universal one. The eternal dance between order and chaos, Rodriguez nodded, and humanity's gift for finding beauty in both. The quantum network hummed with possibility as preparations for the mission began. Around the world, more volunteers stepped forward, ready to help humanity take its place among the stars. They're calling it the human factor now, Amit said, bringing up the latest scientific papers on his quantum display. Our ability to thrive in uncertainty, to find patterns in chaos and possibility in order. Other civilizations are starting to study it. Sarah laughed, the sound carrying quantum harmonics of pure joy. Imagine telling that to all the teachers who said I was too chaotic in my approach to physics. Through the network, they felt the aliens' appreciation of the joke, another human trait they were learning to understand. Humor, it turned out, was one of the most profound expressions of the human factor. The integration chamber hummed as another group of volunteers completed their transformation. They emerged with eyes full of wonder, their consciousness expanded, but their humanity perfectly intact. So, Rodriguez said, watching as the new initiates began to explore their enhanced awareness, what's next? Sarah's smile carried echoes of impossible colors. Everything. Anything. That's the beauty of it. We've discovered that the universe isn't just stranger than we imagined, it's stranger than we could imagine, and that's exactly why it needs us. The anomaly pulsed in agreement, its colors dancing with human chaos and alien order in perfect harmony. Humanity had found its place in the cosmos, not by conquering or submitting, but by being exactly what we had always been, beautifully, perfectly imperfect. As the station hummed with preparation for the upcoming mission, Sarah felt the quantum network vibrating with possibility. The future was uncertain, unpredictable, full of challenges and wonders they couldn't begin to imagine. In other words, it was exactly what humanity had been waiting for. The end was just the beginning.